We roll along on Drive Time on a Wednesday afternoon ahead of an Orange men's basketball game night, a late game night, 9 p.m. tip tonight against Virginia Tech. The Orange women's basketball team is rolling right now. 3 wins in a row against 3 very quality opponents in ACC play. We had Layla Filia on last week after she dropped 38 points at Virginia. Then the Qs swept the West Coast ACC teams at home in some epic games last week, taking down Cal and Stanford. And we bring on the National Player of the Week. That was just dropped about an hour ago. The U.S. Basketball Writers Association National Player of the Week, Dominique Darius, is with us now after she went for a career high on Sunday, 26 points, and, of course, hit the game winner against Cal last week as well. So a pretty good week for you, Dom, and then we find out you're also getting a nice little award as well. Congrats on National Player of the Week.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was a shock to me. I found out this morning, and I was just surprised, and I was obviously just grateful, but just happy we honestly got the 2 wins, and just really proud of this team for real.
That you were going to be a special player this season, and she kind of joked with me that we just got to give her the keys to the Mercedes a little bit, got to let Dom do her thing, and now we're seeing that. How grateful are you that you're kind of getting an opportunity here at Syracuse to showcase your skill set?
I'm so grateful. I tell Coach all the time how grateful I am for her and the staff and even my teammates for just trusting me and believing me and picking me to be their captain and help lead them to these type of games and just to win games. And so I'm super grateful, and I don't take any day for granted. I mean, I work my butt off every day to make sure that I can always uphold that responsibility and take care of what I need to take care of on the course. So I'm honestly just grateful and full of gratitude.
Well, let's go back to last week. Let's start with the Cal game where you hit the game-winning 3, and we'll get to the play in double overtime as well. We got to talk about a lot of some wild plays from this Cal game. But I talked to Coach Jack, and she was telling me that you were practicing the night before the Cal game inside the dome and basically practicing the exact same shot that you hit. With 3.5 seconds left?
Exactly.
Is that true?
Yes. I was working with my trainer. My trainer from LA that I worked all with last year flew in. His name's Kevin Rose. We worked all last year. And so I flew him in because, he wanted to come to 2 games. So, especially the Cali game. So that was literally like the last spot on the floor that we worked on. And it was that exact play that I get horns down for the game-winning shot. And it went down. I mean, I practiced it, a bunch the night before. So, just muscle memory at that point.
Man, that gives me chills thinking about that. Take me back to that moment a little bit, because I know sometimes when a big moment happens in an event or a sporting event, sometimes it's like a complete blur. Sometimes everything's moving in slow motion. What do you remember? Because obviously you make the shot, and then it's Coach Jack right there to embrace you right after the shot. And that was such a cool moment for all of us to witness.
Yeah. So as soon as I saw the shot clock going down, I saw that we were going to get the last possession. I literally just looked over at Coach Jack and told her I wanted to go horns down. She was like, go for it. And so as I'm watching the clock go down, there's a video that our team posted, and I literally told myself, go win the game. And I just went into my moves. That's muscle memory, just kind of reading how the defense was playing me. But everything slowed down. It was like slow motion. Like I knew I was going to make the shot before I even got into my move, just from the confidence and the work that I put in. And it was like a surreal moment. And once I hit that shot, I got emotional. That's why you saw Coach Jack grabbing my face, because, I've been through a lot in my college career. And even this year, I've had some up and downs, just not really with the team, just individually, just like, playing a big role. And this is the first time I've been in this situation, and just, doubting myself at times and questioning if I'm good enough, and always coming back to like I am good enough. And that moment just felt like a breakthrough moment for me and all of that I've been through my college career. So it was awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it certainly did seem like you had kind of a weight off your shoulders, and then you played this great game against Stanford, obviously going for a career-high 26 points. Dominique Darius is with us right now, the National Player of the Week that just was dropped about an hour ago, according to the U.S. Writers Basketball Association. National Player of the Week, Dominique Darius, with us. And so Coach Jack embraces you. What do you remember about what she was yelling at you in that moment? Or was that in slow motion, or was it more just the actual shot itself was in slow motion, and then from there you just lose sight of what happened?
No, that moment was slow motion too. It was like Coach Jack really took a moment to embrace what just happened. And I know there was 3 seconds on the shot clock, but Coach Jack knows what I've been through in my college career, and she knows how hard I've worked and that I've had missed opportunities, and things didn't always work out how I wanted it to. And she took that moment to make sure to remind me, like, this is your moment, like, you're here. You know what I'm saying? And she just took the time to just embrace the severity of what just happened and really make sure I was present and was feeling every emotion that I could possibly feel, And it was funny because one of our other coaches was trying to tell us there's 3 seconds on the shot, on the shot. She's like, no. She's like, I'm gonna embrace this moment with Dom, because like I said, she knows what I've been through. And all the coaches do, but I think she really took pride in making sure I felt that moment, and I can't appreciate her enough for that.
Yeah, it seems like you've got an amazing relationship with her, obviously, and it feels that way with all the players that play for Coach Jack. She's such a great motivator, and it's got to be amazing to play for her. So let's go back to the double overtime play that I was teasing earlier, where you throw it off the back of the Cal player on the inbounds play.
Yeah.
I remember you tried this. You tried this once earlier in the season.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
It didn't work. So what gave you kind of the guts to try it again in that moment? And was that just like an instinctive thing in that moment?
Yeah, it was an instinctive thing. I knew that they were taking away Soph and Uche as an option, and as soon as I could see it before the play even happened. I watch a lot of film, and I see plays before they happen, and I saw how the girl was inbounding, so I looked at her, I said, there's no way. And I said, and she was far enough to where I could, pass it and still be in bounds off her back. And I was like, just go make the play. At that point, we needed to tie the game. We needed to win the game. So whatever play came, and I just trusted my instincts. And I know my coaches trusted my instincts on that too, even though it was a crazy play. I bet their heart probably dropped a little bit when I threw that ball for back.
Yeah, I was going to say we can joke about this now, and because you've got a great relationship with Coach Jack.
Right.
What do you think her reaction would have been if that play didn't work out in that moment, knowing Coach Jack?
I can't even think about that, honestly, because it's happened. I don't live in the what ifs, I live in the present moment. So, it worked out. So I don't know what the reaction would be, and I don't even let my mind go there because, it worked out. So I just know that, Coach Jack trusts me. So, if it didn't, if anything happened, she would just watch film and fix it. But I know if the play didn't fall through, we were going to get the ball back and score and tie the game, or even win the game, maybe in double overtime. So I just have faith that it's always going to work out the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, obviously, you're not going to try that unless you're super confident that it was going to work. Yeah. And it did work. And, man, that was an incredible moment in a very wild game, that 3 overtime game. So now let's talk about Sunday, Dom. And Layla, we find out before the game, and I'm sure you guys may have known a little bit earlier, that she unfortunately could not go against Stanford. That's a fellow captain, fellow leader of the team. And it really felt like all of you on the team just stepped up in her absence and played an awesome game against a really good Stanford team.
Oh, 100%. I've played Stanford a bunch in my career. I've also played Cal a lot. So I was confident knowing how Stanford and Cal play. Now we're talking about Stanford, but I felt like a sense of confidence with my teammates. I think we've all put the work in. We've had multiple starting lineups throughout the year, and people have stepped up in big times and played their role. And I think the momentum that we have going on right now is just like undeniable. And I know from my teammates, they felt confidence, and I make sure to give confidence to my teammates. And Layla, obviously, we missed her out there, and I even told her before the game, like, man, I wish she was out here with us today to really finish this strong week that we had. But at the end of the day, we all got to step up in her absence and make sure that we, showcase that what we can do as a team and have her back.
Well, certainly Shai Hawkins stepped up, I felt like, and she was back in the starting lineup with Layla out. How big was Shai in particular in that game? Because Coach Jack said it after the game, and I'd have to agree with her. I think that's the best she's played in a Syracuse uniform. And she's had some great moments, but she was 5 for 6. She was big at the top of the zone as well. So what'd you see from Shai in that game, and how important was she? Yeah,
Shai's this kind of team that you really gotta put a battery in her back. I think for her, she just needs to hear that you believe in her, and that you trust her in tough times. And so as its captain and as her teammate, like, I'm always giving her confidence and just trying to tell her I believe in her and just giving her like different things that she can do, because she's also a young player, so she's also trying to figure out the game, but she listens really well. And she's been learning. I think she's grown tremendously this year, and I try to tell her that as as much as I can, especially while we're winning games. It's hard to always acknowledge what everybody's doing, even if it's minor. But, her ability to step up and be ready for her moment, I mean, that just goes to testament to her work and that her focus and her resilience and being ready whenever her number is called. And she's going to have a great rest of this year, specifically, and moving forward.
Well, on a 3-game winning streak right now, and I do feel like that Virginia Tech game, and that was right before the 3-game winning streak, and Coach Jack talked a lot about how she challenged the team. There was a 6 a.m. film session, I know, the next morning, right after that tough loss to Virginia Tech. Mm-hmm. It was really impressive to me the way your team responded against Virginia and has now gone on this win streak since that tough performance against Virginia Tech. Mm-hmm. What do you think that says about the culture of the team and kind of how special this group could be, that you use that performance to sort of fuel you into this winning streak? Yeah,
I mean, I think no one wants to lose, right? But not winning a game that you probably could have won and having those lessons, sometimes are better for us now than they would be later, if that makes sense. And so I think as a team, we do a great job of adapting and focusing in and changing our habits of what we need to do to be better. And I think this team just wants to grow and learn. And so I think that's just a testament to our character and our culture that we have at Syracuse, is that we want to be better and we want to win. And so whatever that may take, some people might have to step up and shoot more shots or rebound more or box out more, play better defense. And that's just the reality of basketball. And when you got people to buy into that, you can be a special team. And I know this team is special because we are willing to do that. And when we do, when we underperform, we always bounce back the next games and we always improve. So that's all you can really ask. We want to peak at the right time, and so I think we're peaking and we're getting, playing some of our best basketball at the right time of the year. So just moving forward, we're just going to keep growing and getting better.
Dominique Darius is with us for a couple more minutes here. And Dom, we've got a really loyal fan of our shows and of you guys in our chat. His name's Ryan Mullen, and he's got a particular question for you. He knows that you've been working with a sports psychologist this year.
Yeah.
And he wants to know just how much of a difference that has made in your game and how much that has helped the team overall.
Man, I can't even really go on to explain how important having someone like a mental coach. The mental coach I work with, his name is Caleb Joseph, and we started working right before the year started. And I knew this year was going to be special, and I knew I needed someone to challenge me, but also give me the tools to be a better athlete, but not having to put my body through workouts. I knew that the mental piece was going to really take me far. So I meet with him twice a week, before every game, and we just talk about things I can control and my habits and my thoughts and being disciplined in my thoughts. I mean, if you go back to the Cal game, I didn't really play one of my best basketball games up until at the fourth quarter. Until we got to overtime, I started to kind of pick it up. But I wouldn't have able to take the last shot or make it if I didn't have the mental toughness that some of the stuff that we have worked on together to make sure I'm always engaged no matter what's going on in the game and just being able to be adaptable. So it's really priceless with the stuff that I've learned and how much this mental training has been a benefit for me and my teammates, for sure.
And that's Caleb Joseph, who played for Syracuse for a little bit, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's cool. How did you get connected with him originally?
Social media. So I remember seeing him on social media a few times, like just in the basketball community, because he did mental coaching I saw him like a year ago, and I remember thinking to myself, like I probably need that. But mind you, I was at USC. I wasn't playing at the time. So I'm like, I don't really need a mental coach, and I'm not playing. But I remember this summer, before we got ready for the season, I'm like, man, I really need to talk to someone and have someone that I can consistently go to make sure I'm always at my best mentally. And I remember I reached out to him because I, followed him for the past year or so, and then we got connected, and we've been working ever since.
Yeah, he's got an amazing story, and anytime I've seen him speak, it's very, very impressive. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure that he is really helping you a lot, and that's a cool Syracuse connection for sure right there. Well, Dom, we appreciate your time here. This has been awesome, and we wish you continued success. You're going on the road to play UNC, you and the team, for a Sunday game this week at 2 p.m. So go take down the Tar Heels, and hopefully we'll catch up with you down the road here.
I appreciate you having me on.
All right, there's Dominique Darius after the unbelievable week for her, getting the National Player of the Week award after going for 26 points, a career high against Stanford, and hitting the game-winning 3 against Cal, and some crazy plays in that triple overtime win over Cal. 3 straight wins for the Orange women's basketball team. They will be on the road, like I said,